And another Ingo Swan book. That one is a fiction book. And that's Purple Fables. All his books are fantastic, even that one. UFOs, How Does One Speak to a Ball of Light, by Paula Lopez Harris. Let's see what we got here. And there's a book that I bought and I haven't even got to read it yet. I want to put this one aside. Clifford Stone, he's the real deal. Everybody's heard him speak before, and I'm sure there's a lot in the book here that he hasn't talked about, but it's in the book, which is why we read books. It's got all the details. There we go. Brad Steiger, Revelation of Divine Fire. And more Miracles in Water. Not a pseudoscience. You can actually change the properties of water with your mind. The Secret History of Extraterrestrials by Len Caston. And I like this book. Dolphins, ETs, and Angels by Timothy Wiley. A lot of you like that book. Howard Blum, Out There. Stories, 1987. Stories that nobody talks about. First Light. Richard Preston. Strange Matters. Might be a little bit dated, but another Edgar Cayce book, Edgar Cayce Companion, Medical Cures, must read. 98% of his material, I believe, or maybe 96, all materialized to be factual. There's a whole library in Virginia Beach dedicated just to this man. So I bring him up. I mean, everybody knows him, but not a lot of people don't know who he is. And he was the sleeping prophet, going all the way back to the 20s. And basically channeling. He used to cure people, even from a distance. All you had to know is know his name and where their city. Top Secret Majestic by Standard Friedman. That's definitely a good read. Encounters with the Star People. Artie Clark. Untold Stories from the American Indians. That's definitely a good book. Put that one aside. I want to go to it again. Paranormal Special Ufology. Bertold Schwartz. Medical Doctor. Exploring Inner and Outer Space. Brian O'Leary. That's a good book. Faces of the Visitors. Alien Contact. Another Kevin Randall book. That man cranks out some books. My Extraterrestrial Contact. Very 9 foot tall, very lovely Orion. billions have come to this planet. We had an encounter with something similar to that. UFO Enigma, Peter Sturrock. And this is like an old library book, Flying Saucer Reader, J. David Now. Something there. That's the cover of the book. I love old books like this. You go to an old bookstore, these are gems. Our Ancestors Came from Outer Space by Maurice Chapman. I think I got the paperback on this one. Dowsing book. Another way you can communicate, not just for finding water or precious metals. Showing you the back so you can stop it and look at it if you want. Ingo Swan, Everybody's Guide to Natural ESP. I think this book might be worth some money. Cost $10 back when it was new. And some of these books are worth hundreds of dollars. I think one of them I got's worth about $1,500. The price went down on books when the internet came out. Then you could type in PDF. You could get just about any book you want. You can read any title. But I noticed a lot of those sites have been closed down. Google changed their logarithms a few years ago, so they don't get away with that anymore. But then the prices went back up again. Encounters, Psychologist Reveals Case Studies of Abductions and Extraterrestrials. Edith Fiore, PhD. That's a big fat read. Scientific Study of Unidentified Flying Objects. Flying Saucer Occupants. Which that one's got some value to it. You get these off of eBay too. New Age Hypnosis. Brief History of Time. Physics book. This book by Chuck Missler. This book sucks. I'm just going to tell you right up front. I mean, this guy is a Bible nut. Yep. Christian hogwash. I wouldn't read it. This book, this is one of my favorites. The Catchers of Heaven by Dr. Michael Wolff. That book, if you can get your hands on this book, you can't. He's a Magic MJ member, and he started off as a courier, and that's how these guys, that's how they start off, delivering envelopes for military and other Magic members, and that's the clone right there. You can research him, and you'll see a couple people on the internet, you'll see him on YouTube. They're, oh yeah, he's not who he says he is. And then there's, I don't know if his interview with his brother is still up. His brother says, yeah, he's telling you the truth. He's the real deal. But this is a great book. And I think this one's, last time I looked, like 10 years ago, it was going for $1,500. You find that one used in a bookstore. When you go to a bookstore, look for that title. You might not know what it's worth. Pretty sure they look up all the book titles. I bought these back when they're, some of them I got for $17.95 when they come out. Flying Saucers and the Three Men. We got that one. That's a hardcover. Already seen that in paperback. Earth and Upheaval. It's a nice thing about a book. You know, a decade goes by and you know it's a good title. Just read it again. Startling Evidence, Invasion from Outer Space. UFO Enigma. Another Jack Blay book. Yeah, I think God, that's a duplicate. That one already. Transformation by Whitney Strieber. His books are always good. Yeah, he's caused more people to remember than anybody else, especially his book Communion with the picture on the front of it. Flying Saucer Story. I like these because a lot of them have stories. You know, everyday people telling their story. What's this book? Conversations with the Other Side. Not really related, sort of. Most extraterrestrials are ethereal. Earth and Upheaval. Theory of Extraterrestrials. Terrestrial Forces radically reconstructs Earth's history. Manuel Volonsky. It's fun listening to me butcher people's names. I bet that one's valuable. Worth a few bucks. Stars and Planets. The Yahweh Encounter. I don't know if any of you know, but there's a black gentleman. His name's Prophet Yahweh. Him and his wife. They've got over 1,500 videos of bringing down extraterrestrial crafts just by saying his prayer. Even a news service went out and documented it. Back in the 90s, I told him just what I found out was he was talking to. I remote viewed it. He didn't like that. And he threatened me. Witness to Roswell. Another Roswell book. Good book. Yeah, we got the Gulf Breeze Incident. You don't hardly ever hear anybody talking about that one anymore. Like in 1988. Very interesting. Some people say it's fake. I don't know if it is or not. Cosmic Voyage. Courtney Brown, PhD. He runs Farsight University. That's a good book. I like it. I think it used to be free on his website to download it, read it. It's about coordinate remote viewing, CRV, and very interesting. He's got the whole transcripts in there for it, for all the sessions he had. Gives you an insight on what's really going on. This is Dark Mission by Richard Hoagland and Mike Barrett. Good book. It's a good book. I like to take this to the cabin. Or when you go out camping, you got no cellular signal. You're going to take a book with you to read. This is a good one. Lots of really interesting pictures. Never hear anybody talking about it. Okay. Space and time. Space, Time, and Self by Jane Evans. I have not read that one. This book. A lot of people don't believe in electronic voice phenomenon. The Vatican did research on it, and this is by Peter Bander. Voices from the Tapes. They actually had Vatican scientists trying to disprove it or disprove it. They would go inside of a Faraday cage with a voice recorder. Let me talk to my grandma, and they would get the grandma on the tapes. And this is all during the early 70s. The globalists started suppressing all this information. It then started poo-pooing it and making spirit boards Ouija boards look demonic with Hollywood. And here we are, we used to be able to use a Ouija board in Sunday school. Be sitting on a shelf between Candyland and Monopoly. Then they took it off when the movie The Exorcist came out. Withdrawn from the library, yeah. No more truth. But here we are, all documented. EVPs, genuine phenomenon. And they're still talking about it today. Is it real? Is it not real? It's already been proven. There's a book right there. All the Vatican scientists, all their names in there. You don't ever hear about them anymore discussing anything. Your handwriting, what it means. I'll read that one. James Rink, if you're watching. Lone Wolf. Good book. You should get it from him. Secret Space Program. And he runs the channel Super Soldier 600, I believe. He's the one that did my documentary for my Extraterrestrials and my other stories back in 2011. And it's on my playlist called My ET Story. Back in 2011 there, I didn't know a whole lot about what was going on with my encounters. I had tons of them. But after that, when that documentary came out that James did, that's when they reached out to me. And we opened up a conduit, and I got over 500 hours of answers now. One day I'll upload all my videos on that. Asked them about every single encounter I've ever had. Asked them about Travis Walton, everybody's encounters. Roswell. What happened? What's the story behind it? A lot of these books, did these people really get abducted? Name their names. They told me. They tell you right off the bat. Seth Speaks. A lot of people love that. Some of it is not true. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. They love Seth, but even in the raw material, RA material, an ancient astronaut speaks. Ross says, yeah, that's somewhat some disinformation. Seeding. That's what they call seeding on the other side. The Field, that's a good book. Wayne Dyer. It's must read. UFO Report by Irving Greenfield. Strangers in Our World. Interesting picture. The Late Great Planet Earth. Hal Lindsley. National bestseller. Damn, I don't see the book I wanted to show everybody. The one book I put aside. I gotta find it. What the heck? It's one of my most valuable books. I didn't want nothing happen to it. Flying Saucers, Letters to the Air Force on UFOs. This will read. Starfire by Ingo Swan. All his books are fantastic. Ingo Swan was probably the one that woke me up back in the early 90s. Yeah. Sad day when he left. Vincent Gaddis. Mysterious Fires and Lights. Oh, the one book that's not here. I'll probably find it after I shut it down. I'll name it anyways at the end. UFOs, Past and Present, Future. You can read that without the reflecting. Dimensions. The Casebook of Alien Contact. Another Jack Fillet book. All his books are worth reading. Good. He's a great author. Put in the comment section below if you didn't know there's this many books on the topic. UFOs, yes. Where the Condom Committee went wrong. A lot of people never even heard of that. Has the public been tricked? Beyond Belief. 8 Strange Tales of Other Worlds. I think that's fiction. I don't read fiction books. Seth Speaks. Jane Roberts. I mean, read it if it's your truth. It's the truth. I've read it. UFOs and Their Mission Impossible. Clifford Wilson. Yeah, when I read Seth, the Seth material, nothing is ever stuck in my head of reading that. It was interesting while I was reading it, but unlike the raw material, The Law of One, the 5 volumes, 90% of that, the Orions told me, is factual. There's only 10% error that came through in the channeling. UFOs over the Americas. That's Nothing Burger. Cosmic Connection. An Extraterrestrial Perspective by Carl Sagan. Yeah. Is he a disinformation agent? Put that in the comments. Snagger UFO abductors. I think I got this one already. Duplicate. Oh, I hate when books look like that. And that's probably a valuable book. Gannigan. Beyond this Flying Saucer Mystery. George Adamski. 60 cents. I'll bet this one's worth money. Because it's a great book. 1952. You know, nowadays we know about Venus and you have all these stories. Oh, yeah, we went to Venus and they took us there. Well, you know, the planets are supposedly inhabited on other planes of existence. You know, these are ethereal beings, and just like this planet, you got billions of dimensions all swirling around in front of you. That's the way the extraterrestrials explain it to me. And so it's the same way in Venus. I mean, it's probably inhabited at one time, you know, millions, billions of years ago. And everybody's still there. can't destroy energy. God drives a flying saucer. I gotta end this 25 minutes. I just want to do quick uploads. I don't want to have to run it through editing. That might be it. Anyways, the book Penetrations by Ingo Swan. Yeah, that's a must read. That's a true story. Everything in that book I've encountered and experienced myself. Everything in the book. So, Penetrations by Ingo Swan. That book's worth about, when I bought it 20 years ago, it was worth probably about $450 to $900. I see him go for $1,500. But you should be able to get the PDF.